Hello, my name is Lisa, and I'll take you on our journey up north to Norway today. We left our late summer garden and sunny home for an early autumn adventure on the road. Seeing autumn in Scandinavia was the main reason for our vacation in August and September in the north. In this episode, you'll see the vast landscapes of Norway and one of the most beautiful campsites we often come back to in southern Norway. I also recommend to watch this video until the very end, as I share some exciting news with you. It's a surprise, and I'll talk about it if you just wait a couple of minutes more. So we hit the road and drove through Germany and beautiful Denmark at the end of August. The ocean was waiting for us, and we set over to Norway on a huge catamaran landing in Kristiansand. I missed Norway. I've been traveling through this country already for a couple of times, and I'll never be getting tired of seeing these mountains, rivers with big rocks and forests so old they make me feel thankful to be there for a glimpse of their time. It's all calm and silent. We arrived there in a lovely warm weather, and the ground felt warm too, so we took off the shoes immediately. Following the river Otra in northern direction, we put up our tent on our most favorite campsite in Setesdalen. It's placed on a peninsula in the river, surrounded by forests, mountains, and lots of waterfalls. The kids were only interested in the sheer endless amount of rocks and stones that they could throw into the water. We slowed down these days, preparing our food over the fire, sitting together around the campfire outside of the tent the whole day. Our 5-year-old couldn't wait to dip into the river, which me and my husband didn't dare this time. Brave young man. I'm thankful for that huge woolen blanket we took with us. Behind the campsite, there's one of the most beautiful forests I have ever seen, which sounds a bit ridiculous as it isn't even big. But it's the mix of the mountain view, the river, and the little path leading through the trees that creates that deep forest mood I love to drown myself in so much. The autumn signs were clearly visible. The fireweed's second red, colorful explosion. The red lingonberries and purple heather all around us showed us a glimpse of what we could expect in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I must say that when we tell people that we go to Norway for our vacation, they are curious but also freezing just by mentioning that country name. And when we go on telling them that we're traveling in a tent, some even don't take this serious. But living right in nature is such a difference when sleeping in a tent than rather in a little cabin. You're outside all day long. Seeking the discomfort means also finding the adventure. And what could be better for our kids than climbing rocks, watching the strong river run down these rocks, or, in case of our little one, sleeping on his dad's back between mountains, blueberry bushes, and the terpenes of a boreal forest. We enjoyed these first days in Norway, taking deep breaths, connecting to nature, soaking it in from sunrise to sunset.
I made an old man. I said, tell me your story. He took out an old pen and wrote something for me.
Back at the tent, we prepared dinner. It's a special feeling to cook over a fire together. We sometimes do this at home too, but the convenience of a kitchen wins quite often. Here, there was no other option than to prepare and eat our meals under the sky.
And I looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up,
This is camping life, and I love it. And yes, a string full of laundry between two trees is kind of my favorite view. I don't know why that is. Touching lichens on trees, finding nature material to play with. This is the feeling I was longing for.
stop looking for the answers, and you'll find.
The kids adapted to it immediately. It's their nature as well as ours. We are nature, but sometimes we need to remember this. Getting outside is the best way to get closer to this thought.
Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got.
Summer had already ended here. Colors changed from violet, white and pink flowers to brown, red, orange leaves and seeds. Norway's mountains in the clouds, rocks covered with lichens and moss. See these little lichen trumpets? Tiny whimsical wonders yet to explore, remembering it a whole lifetime. The deep green, the bright orange, red edible pearls like treasures between the rocks. The contrasts of pink, white and black. Following the road, we found back an old friend. This waterfall has been a destination on our Norway routes every time we've been here in the past few years. It always looks a bit different, sometimes with more water, sometimes with less. This year, our oldest son was adventurous and old enough to climb to the top with his dad by himself. Through heather, birches, on mossy rocks and under the pouring rain, they reached the top and looked down this playful water with cascades, while the baby and me stayed behind to soak up the beauty halfway up. Coming down, he was so proud on himself and had surpassed himself a little bit. In our days at the river, I love to take walks in this mystical forest. I've said it earlier, this forest is one of the most beautiful forests in the world I have ever seen, even though it's quite small. Laugh at me, but this is how it is. Baby wearing has always been a key to good sleep for our kids, but this time it was my key to combine a lovely walk and a restful sleep under spruce trees with their healthy terpenes for my son. These walks are so valuable, and the dark colors of a forest soothe the tired eyes of a kid. No new input, just tree by tree by tree and green bushes everywhere in complete silence. Seeing and feeling autumn coming slows me down. It's a relief for me at the end of summer. It also tells from the harvest that is still to come in our garden, but here it's been that wonderful treasure hunt of picking wild blueberries. Being able to forage forest goods feels like a gift. Year by year, I get to know more plants, mushrooms and lichens, and here in this forest I eventually found the usnea, a medicinal lichen that only grows in places with the best possible air quality. I saw it several times in Norway, but I didn't know enough about it, so I only picked a few to explore their texture and distinguishing features. The forest leads me, it teaches me, it holds us, we are bound to it. Gosh, folks, I love these misty days down by the river. Rain might be uncomfortable when camping, but without rain, we wouldn't have had the chance to see these stunning views. I've been dreaming of this view for years, and this was my chance to take some wonderful pictures of it. Being outside for the whole day became normal for us quite quickly. A campsite combines the convenience of a toilet and a warm shower and the coziness of a hammock between trees and kayaking on the river, so to speak. Easy steps to an adventure away from our day life, with juniper berries as a snack. It was so lovely to see how easy our 5-year-old adapted his play to the wilderness that surrounded us. Pine cones with pine needles became porcupines, fighting over a cozy lichen sleeping place. At the end of our first week in Norway, we headed further up north. And because the rain was supposed to increase in the next few days and our mattress broke in the last night before we left, we chose for a little luxury for a couple of days to recharge our batteries. We rented a cabin. We had thought about doing this in beforehand for the last 6 months, but as we wanted to keep the coast low, we said we wanted to decide this spontaneously, depending on the weather conditions. We drove through breathtaking mountainsides with lots of mist, waterfalls and lakes until we reached the spot we would stay in for 4 days. Imagine living here, oh my. Our cabin was in Rauland, on top of the mountain, next to a lake, surrounded by trees and mountains. We cuddled up in front of the windows, where the baby fell into a deep sleep on his dad's chest immediately. Watching the rain turning into sun and a rainbow, we kept us warm and enjoyed the first day at this place. The view was amazing. At the other side of the lake was a little village with houses whose mossy roofs looked so cute. It was a lovely wooden cabin with an interior that was a beautiful mix of old and modern styles. A place to rest, to cuddle up, to play and read together. To be continued. So this was back in September, and September turned into October. October was a absolutely beautiful autumn month, where we had just looking at it, a massive harvest of apples with 2 apple trees, and it was endless. Really endless. We picked enormous amounts of apples, and I preserved them. And I even fermented some, and I am, of course, also working on a video about that, because this has just been an amazing year for harvesting. And yeah, so October turned into November, and in November the first snow came, and winter was beautiful. And I couldn't really find the time to work further with the videos, so part 2 is still in the making. And November turned into December, the Christmas month, and but it's January now. so the new year came, and we always leave it that long. And it's also the time of my son's birthday, so he just turned 2 today, which is lovely. And I love to celebrate that with my family and still having that Christmas tree. So the second video is in the making, you'll see that soon. But until that, I need to show you something very important for me. I wanted to show it much more earlier. Like, I think in my first thoughts this was meant to be happening in October. But now it's January. It is what it is, but it's something super special for me. And I thought I'd share it now with you. So I have opened up a webshop gallery where you can buy my prints. And I want to show this to you today. So I selected quite a few pictures I made in the past few years. And you can order them in the link below. They are from traveling through Norway, and Sweden and everywhere we know here, and some are landscape pictures, and we also have these tiny detailed pictures which I love, like snowflakes, or anywhere over winter, spring, summer and autumn. All seasons are visible there. And I would love if you check out the link below and see if there might be something for you. And in the next couple of minutes I also show you how this kind of works. Lässt du mir noch ein bisschen Gesellschaft, Hilde? I received my calendar and some postcards, and I'm gonna unpack it now with you together. It's already November, but it's not too cold and I'm packed in quite well. So I thought we're gonna go outside. I hope you're gonna understand me, even though it's quite windy today. Nah? Hilda's still here. She's waiting for apples. We need to wait a little more. Alright, let's open it. Oh. So those are the postcards. And we're gonna do that later. I want to see the calendar first. Here you go. That's the back. Oh my god. This is so cool. I've been making calendars for my family in the past and for us too. But it is something special to have this calendar that you can order too. January. That was in Finland. I love the snowflake. That was back in New Zealand. And forest. Oh. That was in New Zealand as well. It's Mount Cook, the highest mountain in New Zealand. And I hiked there to see this picture, the sunset at Mount Cook. But I didn't think about it getting dark after that. I just didn't think about it. So yeah, I didn't bring a headlamp or anything like that. Yeah, but it was a wonderful experience nonetheless. A spider web, of course. September has some more spider webs. I chose different designs and I love this one. 3 pictures next to each other. It was some minutes of work to do this calendar, but it turns out so nice. I love the colors of this one. That's October. Okay, now comes the best. Hilde's pooing right now. I can smell it. Hilde, mach das doch bitte woanders. Okay folks, this one's the best. That's November. So we will see this picture in 1 year from now. I love this one. That's in Norway. And we had so many misty trees and mountains because it was so rainy. Oh, I love, love, love this picture. And here's gonna be a cute one. That's snowflake. That's perfect for December, right? So, that was it. That's my calendar. Ah, you can order yours too? So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're gonna click on that link and have a look at it. And yeah, I am super excited to have made this step because this was on my mind for years and I never made this step, but now I took it and let's see where this goes. Bye!